What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're going to be talking about something in NBA 2K22 My Team, and we're going to be doing something that does not, well, it kind of happens quite a bit on the channel, a little bit on Twitter, but something that there's very rarely full video made of. And basically, I'm going to be giving 2K props for something. It's kind of hard to say, but no, like I say on freaking every video, it's just very rare I make an entire video based on that. So, All-Star Weekend. Coming into All-Star Weekend, I didn't expect much, as I said, but my attitude of expecting very, very little and being pleasantly surprised is why I think I probably have a different attitude towards the content than most people. So most people despise the content. Most people hated yesterday's content. And like, I understand and I don't understand why. People overhype themselves. And again, there is a 4-word phrase that I promised somebody I would never say again. But one of the words in the sentence before that is in that sentence. You guys may or may not know what it is. But that is the reason why I think in general there was so much negativity about this drop, because I think 2K have done an unbelievable job on All-Star Weekend. First of all, I think they screwed up with the celebrities. On Wednesday, not allowing us to play with them online. I think it's a good idea to bring celebrities into the game. There are more celebrity cards coming in Season 5, by the way. I'm cool with it. Let us use them online, please. What is the point of having Ronnie 2K if we cannot use him to troll people online? That is the most fun part about having Ronnie 2K. That is the only fun part about him being there. What is the point of like dunking on Ronnie 2K when it's the rookie difficulty CPU? That's just not fun. Let us use them online. But I think they screwed up with that factor. I think releasing the All-Star Grind on a Friday instead of a Thursday wasn't an ideal situation. And I also don't think bringing out the Kyrie code on Friday was a smart idea as well. I think it should have been spread out a little bit. I think the Kyrie code should have dropped during 250k qualifiers, because no offense 2K, if you want to get more views than me on your stream for your game, something like that would help. I'm telling you, something like that would help. Just saying. Or if you also want me gone for the actual 250k tournament, you guys know my price. Well, you guys know my in and around my price. But yeah, so basically I didn't like that everything was dropping the Friday, but that's as negative as it can get. Like a couple of things that I'm like, very, very minor problems. But what 2K did so well, 2K released a batch of cards where we got the best 2-guard in the game. And I know people are like, oh, Kobe needs a jump shot time and quick. If any of you guys watch 250k, people cooked with these guys. People absolutely cooked with these guys. And the thing is, there are so few players in the game released on quick. And like even Splash at the time is like, oh yeah, neither of these guys, or Kobe's not nearly as good as like Terry Dishinger when Terry's got like 30 badges, 30 hops. He sure as hell made Kobe look way better. Kobe's 100 times better. Kobe's the best 2-guard in the game. It's not even close. Tracy McGrady's the best at what he does. Unbeatable Jacob went out and showed that when he went and beat 11 Assassin with this guy. People were just so bogged down on the fact that T-Mac didn't have quick or shifty and they had to release a normal time. They didn't realize these are two of the best cards in the damn game. Russell Westbrook is a bump. Jokic, one of the best cheap centers in the game. Zach LaVine, one of the best cards, scorers period in this game. Zach LaVine backed up Kobe for splashing, did almost equally as well. LaVine was a demon. It's Carmelo Anthony, stats and badge wise, unbelievable, absolutely perfect. And we can't forget, release timing on normal this year is basically release timing on quick last year. Again, would I have complained if the releases were on quick? No. Would I have rather seen them on quick? Probably, even though I'm not going to see these cards. I probably would have. But at the end of the day, people were so bogged down on these really minor issues. A release timing on normal and quick, the way the game is this year, that is a minor issue. I use Buddy Hield with Kobe on quick and Kobe on normal. Rudy Gay, Terry Dishinger. Tell me there ain't that much of a difference between the two of them shooting the ball. It's not like last year where normal is this long wind up and quick is actually a proper jump shot. There is not enough of a difference that it's a major, major difference. And people were so bogged down that they don't realize what we actually got. We got a set of cards where we got the first Dark Matters, which were hyped. We also got a set of cards where we had some decent rubies, some actually good rubies. We had a really good Amethyst and Derrick Jones, a really cheap Steph Curry. So many people are going to come into this game and just use Steph Curry. He's their favorite player now, and he's a good cheap Steph Curry. Buddy Hield, one of the best budget 2-guard in the game. We got LeBron, who is literally his Galaxy Opal, but he's 30k. Glenn Rice, great shooter for really cheap. And then we got a whole bunch of opals that are now suddenly cheap. Like, no way Levine was going to be 100k before this weekend. As well as that, we had all the grindable cards and a freaking free Galaxy Opal Locker code. 2K gave something for everybody. For the brand new players that are getting the game on sale, 2K gave them a free Kyrie Irving. They gave them a Steph Curry, a big name player they can use. Then they gave them a Buddy Hield, while not so much a big name player, a really good player in game. They gave them a big name player in Dwight at center who they can use. And then when you're coming for grindable cards, these guys, they did something that I didn't think that they were going to do. And I'm going to say this right now, the way my team is structured right now, Spotlight Sims are outdated. Spotlight Sims are outdated. And just like I think my team Unlimited is probably outdated because the games are 5-minute quarters. In the way everything's going in media in the world, things are going almost like TikTok, where everything is trying to be quicker. Everything is going to be short form content, long form contents. It still has its place. Long games and stuff do have their place. Maybe I'm making the argument that Unlimited is that place, and things should kind of stick in there. But the long Spotlight Sim grinds, we're not all trapped inside anymore. We don't all have all the time in the world. So what they've done is they've made a grind that is suitable for everybody. If you want to speedrun this, go ahead. If you want to take your time, go ahead. If you want to play online, go ahead. If you want to play offline, go ahead. All these Evos, like for example, like it's a lot easier to do online than offline. So offline, single game, 9 3-pointers. Like you can get the 9 3-pointers and 150 points in one game of Dom. One game of Rookie Dom. We're close to it. You can get the 9 3-pointers. You kind of need a challenge where it's more than that. You can do the 60-point TTO challenges. If you don't want to go and play online, I would advise everyone to do the online for all of these. But again, if you don't have to play online, you don't have to. It will take you longer if you play offline. Like offline's a lot easier. In terms of like pure level of difficulty, it's a lot easier. I think people are sound, and most of the time people are just doing challenges online for the next probably week or so. But like at the same time, look, we've been given an option of an online or an offline, and I can't lie, it's the best possible thing they could have done. I'm not someone that's gonna be absolutely praising it. Like this is a video where I didn't think I was going to have to make it. Like, I came into All-Star Weekend genuinely worried. I'm like, look, I think there's a 95% chance we don't get Spotlight Sims. And we didn't get Spotlight Sims. We, in fact, got something that's better. Like, look, is Blake Griffin good? Not really. He's not terrible. Is Blake Griffin very good? No. Larry and Dominique are good. The problem is the overall reward. And people, again, were saying this whole grind was terrible because Blake Griffin sucked. We have to remember, the original Spotlight Sims. Let me go back to 2K20. The thing that hypes up everybody. Let me go back to the original Spotlight Sims. Cam Reddish, Spotlight Sim East, and Kevin Porter Jr., Spotlight Sim West. Oh, he was East. Damn, he played with the Cavs that time. Trying to think who was on the West. Not Christian Wood. Tice played with the Celtics. Jaren Jackson Jr. Or not Jaren Jackson Jr. Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes was a Spotlight Sim card. 2 Spotlight Sim West. Like, this is what we all talk about as like the gold standard of great content. Lou Williams sucked. Brandon Clark was okay. Joe Ingles sucked. Bogdan sucked. McGee sucked. Delon Wright sucked. Will Barton sucked. Jackson Hayes was okay. Rocco was great. Murray sucked. Jerome sucked. Steven Adams sucked. Chris sucked. Trent Jr. sucked. Malik Beasley okay. So out of 15 cards, there were Jackson Hayes was okay. Covington was brilliant. Brandon Clark was good and Malik Beasley 4. And then on the East, Thibault sucked, Bledsoe sucked, Markkanen sucked, Kevin Porter Jr. was great, Thais sucked, Reddish was god, Duncan Robinson sucked, Washington was okay, Mitchell Robinson sucked, Terrence Ross sucked, he didn't even come to clamps at that stage, he could run through bodies, Joe Harris sucked, Malcolm Brogdon was good, Wood was pretty good, Van Vliet sucked, Rui Hachimura was pretty good. Like, we're at like probably a 35% rate of good players. There was probably 10 max good players out of these 30. And then the final awards, even Harden wasn't very good. So this is like what we set as the gold standard. And when you look back at something like that, even last year's Spotlight Sims, man, all those pink diamonds all sucked in the grand scheme of things. They all sucked. What's his name? The 7-Eleven wingspan dude was okay. I stopped using them after a week because I forgot. But if you look at these guys here, 4 rubies. Trey Burke, Daquan Cook, and Bogdan are all good. They're not great in the grand scheme of things, but 4 rubies are all good. They can be usable and limited. And Wally Zerbiak, Larry Markkanen, and Terrence Ross are actually pretty decent amateurs. These guys especially. These 3 aren't great. De La sucks, AD sucks. These 2 are decent. And with the way limited works, and certain challenges work, these low overall players that are good for their tiers are always going to be kind of useful. Not usable, but useful. Look, the diamond's the worst tier. Elton Brand surprisingly doesn't have an awful release, but Des Mason is the only even borderline usable diamond. Like, the diamond is the worst. Diamonds and amethysts are worst tier. Rubies are pretty good. But then we got a pink diamonds. Larry Nance is insanely good. And Jamal Murray's a really good point guard with Bam as a really good power forward. Larry Nance is by far the best of all these cards, but he's still really good. And then the opals, these two guys are pretty good, and Blake's not terrible. And they're not difficult to get. So look, I think we have a higher percentage of good cards in this set than we have from, say, Spotlight Sims in 2K20. And if we want to look at Spotlight Sims in 2K21, let me take a look right here. They were out on the, like, I have looked at the wrong updates, 2K21 updates. Let's go to Spotlight Sims from last year. All-Star Spotlight Sims. Okay, Wes Unseld, Brandon Roy were great, Wall was great. These three cards were brilliant. The Busher, bang average. Wicks is a 7-line wingsman. He was the best. Don Buse was a good card. Parrish sucked. Julius Irving sucked. IT sucked. Ewing sucked. Spreewell sucked. Dumars sucked. Iverson sucked. Big Z sucked. Boozer sucked. So did Nate Robinson. So did Kyrie Irving. Buggy was alright. And Kawhi Leonard sucked. Like, yeah, maybe the higher overall cards here weren't as good as last year's, but the overall set was better. So look, lads, I don't know what we had expected, what we had in our heads, but I just want to thank 2K. And like, this is I can't wait for all the payroll comments, but I mean, that's why I like the position I'm in. I don't think I'm that bad, like I'm the freaking devil. I like the position I'm in because I can gladly, like, I can make this video and say when I believe 2K have done a good job. I can give my opinion freely. And just like during the week, I gave an opinion that they completely messed up with the celebrity cards. All they did was negative. I can give that opinion one day, and then 2K can come back and do something good, and I can give a positive opinion. I love the fact I can do that. I love the fact that nothing's necessarily swayed by a relationship I have with a company, because as of right now, I don't have a relationship with the company, which is how I like it. I like being able to just talk about the game freely. Things that I like in the game, things that I dislike in the game. And you guys don't have to agree with me. You guys can still think this is a terrible drop. But as long as you have solid reasons for why it's a terrible drop, other than, oh, their releases aren't on quick. But like, they're still god tier releases. But like, it is what it is. 2K, devs, I know for a fact you guys are watching this video. I know for a fact you guys are. Good job. Honestly, good job. I think after the whole having absolute, like, not even having much of a hope going to All-Star Weekend, the fact that I was made a couple of videos being like they really need to like step it up, that I don't think anything's gonna happen. I think the fact that most people were expecting something huge and I probably had the lowest expectations is probably why I'm most happy about this. And even some of the tweets when we didn't have leaks for hours, like, geez, is that it? Is that it? And it's suddenly 2 minutes later, the tweet's there. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. This is a genuine positive video about All-Star Weekend. It's a positive video about things 2K have done. And look, would I rather, as I always say, would I rather see more content, more smaller batches of content consistently instead of huge batches of content less consistently? Yes, I stand by that. But look, it's the way they're going, and it's not that bad. If that's the way they're going, that's the way they plan on doing it. There are worse ways. There are worse ways, and at least we're getting somewhat every couple of weeks big content. And look, maybe doesn't suit me. Maybe I'm blinded by being a creator, and it could be working out in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, honestly, I'm gonna always give my opinions on things I don't like, on things that I do like in the game. Obviously, it's nothing I say is gospel. I'm literally just give a random dude in a house in Ireland giving an opinion on a game. And surprisingly enough, this is a positive one. I can't believe I have to make so many excuses because I can guarantee all the payroll comments, and I'm like, all I'm gonna say is, don't worry, lads, don't worry. I don't plan on getting. If the money's high enough, I'll take the payoff. Let's say that much. But it's not been high enough yet. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. That's obviously a complete joke. I haven't been offered anything. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.